You're probably asking, why are we rebuilding the truck? Well, like anything that is built, it's not always perfect. After 30,000 kilometers and 12 months of hard use, we have worked out what things work and what things don't. And we are going to show you exactly what those things are. Hello legends and welcome back. Yes, the truck is fixed. Matt the Demon was able to get everything sorted for us while we were over in Japan. That's right, we're in Japan for 3 weeks. A little too long if you ask me. I was kind of a bit homesick, really wanted to get home and start traveling and getting this truck sorted for the next adventures. Safe to say we've just done a 5 to 6 month rundown on the truck. Like we've been pushing this thing hard. And during that time, we've learnt a lot of things about it, about the mechanical sides of things, also about stuff I've built that hasn't exactly been used as much as I wanted it to, or, you know, it's taking up space, or things haven't worked how I wanted it to, so which is always the case. You're not going to get everything perfect first time. So after 5 months of hard use and full-time use in this truck, now I know what we have to change. So let's start with number one. There's quite a few things actually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you out and we'll have a bit of a look around and I'll run you through. We're back in Newcastle, by the way, at my mate's place, at James's house. We haven't got a house. Maxine's mum place doesn't have a driveway. So I'm here on the side of the road in sunny Merriweather getting this done. So number one is this slide out kitchen. So it was a great idea at the time, you know, slide out, drop down, we'll have the induction, we'll have a spot to wash the dishes, we'll have all our cutlery and things like that in it, but we just don't use it enough to justify that amount of space. Like, look at all that space in there that now we're just not using, and not to mention the weight. So on top of that, so this has to go. Number two, now, while you're out in the outback, or while you're just driving around, you're always stopping to sort of get cold drinks out of the fridge or ice blocks for the kids. Now, I didn't think I was going to be going into the freezer and drinks fridge as much as I thought we were whilst we were driving. So it ends up being a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. What I've got to do is I've got to swing these two wheels out here, and then I've got to slide out the 65 litre dual zone. I think it might even be a 75, I think it's a 75 litre dual zone genetic. So the fridge has been bloody awesome. But it's just the access to get into it, which has proved to be a bit of a pain in the ass. So that's going, which means all of this panelling's going, and we're gonna free up this entire space and try to utilize it a lot better. The other side over here, that's the battery system. So you've probably seen that the inverter that we've got can't handle hot temperatures. Can't get the air conditioner to run because everything's too hot. It's just, I think I'm just annoyed because I've spent all this bloody time and energy to build this ultimate truck, and I'm sitting here sweating my ass off. I might as well just brought the combi out here. Now, that's not ideal because we go into very hot temperatures. Even with all the ventilation, with everything open and the whole lot, it's just, you know, you get to about that 40 degrees, just like most electrical equipment, and then they start derating from that point. But there's a little hack that I have done to keep the inverter cool, and that's a piece of frozen pork on top of it, just to kind of keep the internal temperatures down on the inverter. The frozen pork is getting us going at this point.
Oh, it just turned off.
So we can't really have that. So we're going to be changing out the power system, which I'll be touching on that in episodes down the track on how we're going to do that. But that is another thing that we do have to change. So the number one job is to pull out this kitchen now. So I'm going to pull that out. I've welded a lot of stuff in, so I'm gonna have to get the grinder and cut some steel out and bits and pieces, and then I can see what space I've got to work with, and then I can start going through what my solutions are to fix these issues that I've had in the past. One. Next, I've got to pull this fridge out. So I've got this on sliders. So I've taken the handles off. So then you can do that, which is great. But then I forget how I've stopped this from locking. Now technically, if we push down on that, pull the back corner. Yeah, doggy. I'm gonna carry that into James's house. Good thing is James's partner is away. So technically, so the boys can store a whole heap of shit in the lounge room. Mid to late 30s, and humid as hell. So we've ripped out most of that. You'll see here, that's our hot water system, heater, water pump and all that stuff in here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear all of this out, and then we can start getting measurements. I've got the Dometic drawer fridge there, so I'm going to measure all that. Got some form flow over there, and I can start a little bit of carpentry, which will be fun. And then I've got to carpet all that, and hopefully if I can get that done and installed today, I'm laughing. Battery system and things like that can happen tomorrow. So the solution. Ta-da! Dometic drawer fridge. So this will now be our fridge. That is going to be a lot easier than having to swing that out. So we're going to have a fridge on this side, and then a drawer freezer on the other side. That way we've got fridge this side, freezer that side, no more having to access the back. Plus it also leaves a huge big area here. So you'll see here, when the other one comes, it'll be about there. This can be relocated underneath. So these can be moved up to 1.5 meters away from the fridge. And then underneath the fridge will be then the full battery system under there, and then inverter over the back over that way. So that has been the solution. Massive day. 37 degrees, but look. Perfection. Drawer fridge, crash pad bag here, so that'll have all our outdoor cooking stuff, and a 2000 watt induction cooktop that we can plug in up here and use outside. So this is how I should have built it to start with, and that is day one. All right, batteries are off. Time to disassemble. This is the 3000 watt 12 volt inverter. Now it has worked, like on today it had worked perfectly. It would run, we could run the aircon, induction cooktops, everything off our 12 volt batteries there, and it would just go, 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 go. The only issue, and the issue that has been, which is across most of the 12 volt range, across all brands, is that when the ambient air temperature gets to a certain level, some inverters will start to derate. So by derating, I mean the output of how much wattage and how much energy they can produce is determined by how hot the surrounding air is. Now that's good. What that does is it protects the gear and makes sure that won't let you down in the future and won't catch on fire. The downside is if it is too hot, the inverters can derate to a point where it will not be able to run something like an induction cooktop or a air conditioner. And as you know, if you're a remote incredibly remote on a 42, 43 degree day with kids. The last thing you want is to have no ability to sort of, you know, or cook or cool down each other. So that is the biggest reason for why we are changing out our battery system. It's not because projector doesn't work. It works incredibly well, but it cannot handle the places that we go as a family, and that is into remote areas that are incredibly hot and yeah, pretty much harsh conditions. So this particular system here just can't handle us, in short. That is freaking heavy. So all of that goes out, and then, yeah, it's so messy at the moment in there because that was so schmick and tidy, and then it just, through trying to diagnose certain things, it's then just turned to shit. Heavy though, I'm coming. It always looks like spaghetti when you're pulling shit apart. Here I was thinking that I'd done everything, I couldn't written everything down, but obviously throughout our travels, I've done changes, or let's just say they're not where they were meant to be. Ooh. Come with me, cables. OZxCorp. Someone put it in the comments, I think, when we first did our power system, and said, hey, you should be using an OZxCorp. It's the best of the best of the best. And you know what? You're right. I always knew they are the best of the best of the best. And now we're putting it in. The best thing is these things here are Australian made, Australian owned. Why are we going with this particular unit? Well, it's a 51.1 volt DC battery, as opposed to the ones over there that we've just taken out are 12 volt. These batteries have been designed to go between your chassis on your caravans or trucks or whatever it be. So these can go outside, underneath, they can be submerged in water, they can take hits by rocks, they handle the heat, they handle the cold, they handle everything. I'm going to show you some videos of some of the testing that OZxCorp have put this system through, and I'm telling you what, it is unbelievable. This is a 14 kilowatt hour capacity, whatever that means. I think that comes in at about that 1100, 1200 amp hours at 12 volt. Could 100% be completely wrong there, but I'm pretty sure when I did the calculations back in the day, that's roughly what it sort of came in at. Yeah, it has a 140 amp input, 196 amp output, 150 amp fuse. It's got an IP67 waterproof rating. So for any of you that know what that IP67 is, means that this is crazy waterproof. They come in a two-part system, so everything's plug and play. As you can see, it's 1200 long by about 500 and something wide, and I think it's about 240 high. So this battery is 100 kilo. Sounds like a lot, but those three batteries that I just took out are roughly 40 kilos each, pretty sure, or 38 or something. and we had 3 of them. So there, you're getting up to 120 kilos. So already we are lighter. What I am happy about is that now this battery will go across the back of the truck. So that is going to be pretty much evening up the weight. Before I had all the weight on the right hand side, and you could see there was a slight difference on the left to right sort of heights, but now everything is going to be even as far as weights. So that's a big one. But the 100 kilo, unfortunately it's me and my dad, who's who was strong once upon a time, would you believe it? But now we have to somehow get it up here, which is like, we're gonna, best case we might get it here.
Tony's gonna do something.
And then we got Tony, who is also of the strong generation. I can't bag out anyone, you know, over 64. Anyway, we're gonna come up with a solution. Surely we can. Dad was in the top 96. Dad reckons he's in the top 6% for mechanical aptitude, so we should be able to work this out. We've got to somehow get that into there.
Hang on, give me out my hand. I'll take this thing. Yeah, come on. I should have brought me punchy gloves out. No, we don't do gloves.
Yeah, Smiths don't do gloves.
We don't do gloves.
Dad told me that my whole life growing up, and now that's why I've got bad hands.
I was going to say.
Cuts and all those things, because Dad's always said that real men don't wear gloves.
Yeah, well, we don't do gloves. Yeah, but I'm not a smith.
Really?
You got air in them suckers?
No, it's solid.
Yeah. No, you're all over it.
You know, it's funny, this is like the easiest bit.
Now we've got it. You want it, which way you want? You want it round that way? Or that way?
Well,
This is a big thing.
so we've got the charger. Inverter charger is going to be on the right hand side of the truck.
So it's got to go.
So it's got to go that way.
Strong.
We're getting more help. Yeah. So Dad's just done some maths. He's realised he's half a man, so that's only half. One half. Tony, are you a full or a half?
Oh, I'm a full man.
You're a full man. So we've got 2.5. We need another half or another fully.
Get rid of this.
Stand on the edge that way, swinging around.
I'll be able to get. I know I'll be able to get this corner up pretty much full on my
Oh,
stick.
Yeah.
Go!
Come on. Never in the angle.
Holy shit!
Oh, wrong way around.
Let's push it in. Let's push it in before.
I had,
Bloody collapses.
I had all the weight there.
Lucky we had you.
Oh, he was bludgeoned.
Woo!
Okay. Adios.
Thank you very much. Thanks once again.
Bye.
See ya. All right. So close.